Davis from HomePrezzo here, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a suburb video in minutes that you can use and share on social media or on your own website or even in an EDM. When you first log into the HomePrezzo platform, you'll be taken to the profile page and asked to just update or check your details. We've got a whole video looking at how to make sure that's set up correctly, and it takes just a few minutes to add your logo and your photo and make sure your phone numbers are, of course, all correct. Once you get that set up, doing the next stage is really easy, no matter how often you have to do it. So choose the Suburb video button. And what we're going to do is decide on the suburb that we're going to create a video for and go down the next step. So I'm going to create a suburb video for the suburb of Glen Iris in Melbourne. Iris suburb update. I've got an old friend who lives there. Now I'm going to leave the settings on public because I want to use this video on social media, so I want it to be seen as widely as possible. And then down here in this section, I just type in Glen Iris, and it's connected to the CoreLogic API, so it's going to start to pull the data through straight away. And here we go, we can see it starting to work. And here's what we can see. All of the data that is going to appear in the video shows up here. So if any of the data was missing because the suburb didn't have enough information, we'd be able to preempt that and understand what was going on and maybe do a video for a different suburb. But I can see that the Glen Iris market is really quite strong in terms of data. We've got house median prices, unit median prices, the number of sales over quite short periods like 3 months, listings and days on market, which is great, as well as rental yields. Now in this next section, a little bit of a tip, it will automatically select recent sales based on the most recent sales. However, in some markets, information might be undisclosed because CoreLogic doesn't have the price for those properties yet, or because those prices have been withheld. Or you might want to just do videos that feature your own properties that you've sold or the properties that your agency sold. So you can collect by clicking off the auto select, you can start to automatically edit those. So I'm going to make sure I only include properties that have prices on them. So I've got Belmont's got a price, this one doesn't. Malvern Road doesn't. I've got a unit there. I don't want that one. It doesn't have a photo, but I'll use Florizel Street. That looks great. I like, nice townhouse. Sun Hill sadly doesn't have one, but I do like Martin Road. So I can check here. I've got 5 or 6. I need one more to go to make sure I'm covered off. So I'll use Milton. Now I've got my 6, I can see that here. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm just going to check my colours. Now I've got a logo that's got a white background, and so that's going to stand out against the blue background, but I'm a little bit worried about this text. So I'm going to make my text white to make sure that it really pops and it's really easy to see. 4, 5, 6, choose. And I want to choose a font that looks a little bit more like the First National font. I'm going to go with Open Sans. That looks nice and round. And I'm going to just pop some music on. And I'm not going to worry about updating it because I have manually overridden the properties. I'll need to update this. But if you put it on to monthly, every time the data changes inside CoreLogic, your video will also update, which is a really cool feature. I click next. This next step, and again, the platform at this point is pulling off the CoreLogic API and identifying all the properties that we chose, and it's giving you the photos that are going to pop up in the recent sales section. Now, sometimes photos will have watermarks, or they'll have a for sale sign or something else that you don't find attractive. If you click on any of these photos, it will take you into the CoreLogic record and show you other options. So you could click and change any of these. So I think that building looks a little bit daggy. I'm going to go for a nice internal shot. So I can swap that out. And that's all looking great. Got a nice mix. I can also adjust this text in here, buying and selling in. now I click next. Now this next stage takes a few minutes. It's a little bit slow in demonstrating, but it depends on how fast your internet connection is. But what it's doing is it's pulling on the CoreLogic API for every single data point inside the video and every single property. It's making multiple calls and it's matching all of that to the HomePrezzo template, and it's building us a preview file. How are we going? Usually just takes a minute, and it pays to be patient with it. Here we go. As soon as the little button pops up, you know that you're ready to preview. Don't press next yet. Let's check out what we've got. Make sure we're happy with it. So I can see I'm happy with the look of the font. I'm a little bit sad about that performance of Glen Iris for houses, but that is in line with how we know the Melbourne property market's performing at the moment. Units are doing really strongly, and I've got a great mix I can see in my chosen properties of houses and units. Yep, I'm happy with all of that. That looks really nice. Milton Parade. Down here you can see which ones it's up to. Very typical Glen Iris cottage. The next couple of video pages are showing you more data about rental yields, about rents and days on market, and how the market's performing. It's looking good. And here's my details. So I'm really happy with that. I think that looks great. What I'm going to do now is click on next, and this does take a little bit of time, and what that's going to do is finalize the video. If I wasn't happy with the colors, I can press the previous button and go back and edit stage by stage. Maybe if you don't want the white background, you could make the whole background of the video white. You can change and tweak those colors. Usually the first one that you do is a little bit fiddly while you get used to the settings, but then once you've got settings that you like, you're good to go. So at this point, it's finalizing the video and pulling it all together and rendering it so that it will work seamlessly on any media that you put it on. And then once it's completed, I can basically share it with just a click on any of these buttons, and they're connected to my social media accounts, so they'll place it straight away and I can post it like I would any other post. So that's it. That's how simple it is to create a suburb video with HomePrezzo. The data updates once a month, but you can create as many as you like. And we also have a rental video that behaves in exactly the same way, similar concept, but it's a great video to show to your landlords or even to tenants when rents are on the change. So check it out, and if you've got any questions or issues at all, drop us a line at HomePrezzo. Thanks. Kylie Davis signing out.